Alright, hey guys, remember it's TCG and I'm here with a new video. So with this video I'm going to be talking about 3 new lines of support for 3 archetypes. This is for Therions, Rikka, and for Scareclaw. Yeah, and I'm just going to go over these. I didn't want to make a video for each individual one since it's just like 2 cards for each one. So I thought I would just compile it into one video here. So yeah, let's start with Therians. So Therians, if you guys haven't seen, I can link it on the top right corner to like the rest of the archetype. It's basically like an equip focused archetype. And yeah, let's see what this new line of support is going to be like. So you can target 1 Therians or reptile monster in your grave, so summon this card from your hand, and if you do, equip that target. So that's similar to the other Therians. So this is Empress Erasia, by the way. And you can discard 1 card, then target 1 Therian's monster card in your spell and trap card zone. Special summon it. So that's great. If you can manage to get an equip. So this is basically like a monster reborn at the cost of discarding, since you can just summon this card first by targeting a Therian or reptile monster in your grave, and then discard a card, and then special summon whatever Therian you equip to this card. So that's cool. And a Therian monster equipped with this card gains 700 attack and the second effect of this card's name. So it basically gains this like monster reborn function. It's an interesting effect. It's kind of costly being able to discard, having to discard every time. But it's interesting. Doesn't seem like anything like too exceptional. Can be useful for just continuing some combos, especially if you can get some draw power in here. Yeah. And this guy, Therians Irregular, which is the one on the right here, which is like a lion, or I'm not quite sure what the art for that is. It looks like some sort of beast. You can target up to 3 Therian monsters in your grave, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do equip those targets, that's really good. It says right here, but you can discard 1 Perpetual Engine Yugioh system, destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's pretty good. And while this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon it. Then equip to this card the monster it was equipped to. So this looks like it's going to be more of the boss monster for the deck. As you're just going to be able, it's similar to Dragoonity in the sense that you could just, I think it's Dragoonity, I think it's like Barca or something like that. Where you could just target, well, with that one you can target as many Dragoonity monsters as you like and equip them. But with this one, it looks like you can target 3 of them, and that's pretty good. It's going to gain a lot of effects from Therian monsters from there. And, being able to just discard the Perpetual Engine Yugioh system to destroy all cards your opponent controls is a great board wipe just on your opponent's side of the field. And while this card is equipped to a monster, you can special summon it, then equip this card. So, yeah, this looks like it's a pretty good card. Therians Irregular. It looks like it's going to be more of the boss monster for the deck, the one that you're going to want to equip a lot of cards to, and a way to board wipe. Yeah, this looks like a decent line of support for this archetype. So let's go to the next one. So this here is Scareclaw. So let's see this. So Scareclaw, previously they only had a link 3. This looks like it's going to be the link 1. It looks like it's like a chibi version of the link 3. Okay, so is a Scareclaw Liked Heart. It requires 1 Scareclaw monster or 1 Visa Starfrost, which is like basically a Scareclaw monster. But he doesn't have it in the name. And if you link summon this card, the material must be in your main monster zone. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel. Okay, if this card is link summoned to the extra monster zone, you can add 1 the Phobia, the Wanton, and Willful World of Desire from your deck to your hand. That's pretty good. It's just a link 1 that's able to search something out. Again, link 1s are really good. So that's great to see. And if you control Visa Starfrost, you can special summon this card from your grave. So it's just able to revive itself. It's only once per duel, but from there you can just continue some combos. So it looks pretty good. It's always really helpful for a deck to have a link 1. We've seen that with like Prank Kids. Yeah, so having any sort of link 1 is very useful to have, and especially one that can bring itself back. It's only once per duel, but that's still pretty good. And here we have Scareclaw Straddle, which is the one on the right side here. It looks like a quick play spell, and it looks like the guy in this art, with the chibi. I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing here, but yeah, it's a quick play spell, and you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Activate 1 of these effects. You can target 1 Scareclaw monster or Vice's Starfrost you control, and 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Your monster gains attack and defense equal to that monster's attack or defense. So it's just a power boost. Not crazy. But when a card effect is activated that targets a Scareclaw monster and their Vice's Starfrost you control, negate that effect. Doesn't seem like anything too overpowered, but this is going to be decent if you're going to try to finish your opponent. Since they can get kind of beefy, the Scareclaw monsters, since it's just going to be like one. I think you only attack with like the one in the extra monster zone. You're mainly going to be attacking with like the Link 3. So yeah, seeing this looks like it's going to be decent just to be able to power it up just to finish your opponent, and this will give it some level of protection in case you draw it on your first turn. So yeah, it looks like a decent line of support for the Scareclaw archetype if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, if you guys want to see like the rest of the Scareclaw cards, I have a video in the top right corner. And now for the last one. So this is the new Rikka support. So here we have Rikka Snow Princess, and this is for a plant deck. So during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, you cannot special monsters while you control this card except plant monsters. Okay, it's just a free summon. And when your opponent activates a monster effect and you control a Rikka monster, quick effect, you can shuffle this card from your hand or grave into the deck and tribute one plant monster and negate that effect. So this is pretty good, as this is basically built in. It's just like a what's it called, a hand trap protection. Obviously, you're not protected from infinite permanence, but this is pretty good just to protect yourself from like Ash Blossom, like Drolling Lock or whatever, just because you know that is like a big threat, especially if you have Lone Fire Blossom. So this looks pretty good, as you're just able to just summon it out right away. You don't have to use your normal summon to summon it, and then if your opponent tries to activate a monster effect, you can deal with it. So this is just hand trap protection. This is great. A lot of decks would love to see this, and I'm sure Rikka is gonna like for Rikka plant users, they're gonna like seeing this. And yeah, here we have Rikka Arrival, which is a field spell card. If you control a Rikka monster, you can set one Rikka spell trap directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except plant monsters. This looks like it's just going to be able to get any Rikka spell or trap. That's very useful to have. It's just a recurring value here. And once per turn, if you tribute a plant monster you control to activate a Rikka card's effect, you can tribute one face-up monster your opponent controls instead of one of those monsters. That's pretty good. It's just a layer of darkness. So it looks like Rikka's like centered around like tributing your own monsters or tributing a plant monster. So yeah, being able to tribute your opponent's monsters is really good, especially if you guys have seen like with Layer of Darkness Infernoid. It can be really annoying, and this is, I think, really good support for Rikka. Alright guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of these like 3 lines of support. Yeah, and which one are you guys looking forward to the most from these 3? I think the Therions one is looking really interesting to me right now. Just being able to like beef up a card, but Scareclaw is pretty cool too, just beefing up an extra monster. And I like plant decks. Not too big of a fan of like these type of plant decks where it's just, you know, anime girls. I like seeing actual plants, but whatever works for people. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.